All right, Assalamualaikum and welcome to tonight's session. I apologize for repeating a little bit, but I wanted to talk to you guys tonight because a few people have been asking me the same question over and over again. What do I do specifically when I meet with clients and training providers? Now, I have to tell you right up front, this is not the right way. I don't know if this is the best way, but this is how I do things because I'm pretty pedantic about information. And myself, I forget certain things. So I prefer to have something that guides me through the process. Now, what I'm going to share with you might not be perfect for you, but I hope you get some ideas to take back for yourself. Okay. So all the disclaimers aside, so a little bit about me and what I do. My name is Nazrin. I am a professional learning facilitator. In Malaysia, I run a company called InSync Learning and Performance, Nemahat. In Cambodia, I co-run a company called The Capacity Specialist. And going to Brunei next month for a couple of days, hopefully being able to set up a tapak over there as well. If you pray for me, inshallah. I already have a couple of people who are interested. So let's see what happens there. That's a little bit about where I am, right? So in Malaysia right now, I am a one-man show. I'm not afraid to admit that because all this while I've been working with training providers. I don't market to clients directly. I work with training providers to be able to get me jobs. And I think that's pretty much the model for freelance trainers in Malaysia. Yeah. And because of that, I've become very dependent on training providers. At so plus minus. So what I've done is I work with a lot of training providers, about 15. So a lot of you will know this number. I work with 15 of my favorite training providers, and they consistently give me jobs on a month-to-month basis, which means in January, if training provider A cannot give me work, training provider B will give me work. So the sweet spot I found is 15. Anything more than that, I cannot remember the names. Anything less than that, they might not give me enough jobs. So why 15? It's a trial and error process over the period of 7 years. And anybody who comes from my breakaway course will know that those 15 are in the assignment number 6, where you actually have to connect with them and then ask them to help them ask them to help market you lah. Right? So that's pretty much it. And as a result, training providers, there are a couple of kinds. One that don't trust trainers, and one that do trust trainers. So I've called out the ones that don't trust. You know, the kinds where, hey, Cik Nazrin, got outline. I got a client who wants, and I ask, who's the client? Automotive client. Okay, fine. So I guess okay lah. But even after the client is confirmed, also they don't tell me the name. So I've weeded out those, and I've kept the training providers to say, hey, Cik Nazrin, are you free to go for a meeting at DRB Highcom this Wednesday? Okay, those are the ones I like because then it's more collaborative nature. They trust me and I trust them. But what happens is that when I get there, I have to present on behalf of the training provider. So it's basically macam now you present. Oh, my name is David, and we are this training provider. Now let me introduce you to my trainer. So macam like, okay, this is your company. Then suddenly you throw to me, and now I have to present for you lah. As a result, I decided, okay, I need to put something together that makes sense to the client very quickly. So a lot of what I'm sharing with you tonight is based on pain points that I collected in 2015. So some of you know my history. In 2015, I left employment. But about 2014 to 2015, I interviewed about 150 trainers, training providers, and clients. I met with them, and you have to understand, I was an in-house trainer who knew nothing about the market. Literally nothing. I'm telling you, literally nothing. So I had to call them up, say, can we meet? Can we talk? I would like to get to know more about the market, about what's happening there. And interestingly, what the clients and training providers said is there are several pain points. Yeah. And I asked them a magic question. Ask the training providers, what do you hate about trainers? Right? And you know what they said? They said, we hate that when we WhatsApp the trainer tak reply. We hate that we will ask for the outline, their outline tak sampai. So I asked again, so we journalists tanya, okay, why is that important? Because when clients ask me, do you have a communication outline? I go to you and I need you to send it to me. Because the client says, hey, got communication online, send to me today. Okay, so whenever a client says, I want it today, somebody in the company screwed up, right? Somebody was supposed to do that work like weeks ago. Suddenly the boss tanya, so mana online tu? And he goes, mampus. Call the nearest training provider. Hey, you got communication costs. Can you send to me today? So of course, the training provider will get in touch with the trainers. Hey, can you send me an outline today? And the trainer will either reply or say, yeah, okay, I sent. 2 days later, lost the job. Why? Because in Malaysia, okay, I apologize to the hardcore trainers who are very, very, very senior and, they do real proper training work. But the reality of most training in Malaysia is that if you reply fast, you're probably going to be the one to get a job. Yeah, so speed is very important. So when the client says to the training provider, get me an outline, training provider goes to trainer, okay, and gets their outline sent back very quickly. They say, okay, save my skin already. Okay, so the training managers are the one who's trying to protect their reputation, their skin. If they can come up with something very quickly to show their boss, there's a high chance. I will not say 100%, but this is how I've survived. Okay, so I've had friends, VLCs, PLFs who have been giving me praises and recognition. I say thank you very much, but I have to explain something to you. I'm not a good trainer, but what I am good at is speed. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I do that speed, and you have to figure out how you're going to do it for yourself. Is that okay? Can you give me a thumbs up? Itu my caveat. That's my disclaimer to you. So, pain point number 1 is trainers don't come back to us fast enough. Pain point number 2, when client says, we want trainer for 17 and 18 March, you got trainer free, not 17, 18 March. Still, again, we ask the trainers and trainers don't reply. So at the end of the day, you might not get the job because you're not available on those dates, or the training provider cannot respond fast enough to the client to tell, okay, 17, 18 can. Okay, so that's one more. Another one is trainers don't like to go for meetings. Another one is trainers don't like to customize. Another one, trainers don't like to give after-sale service. So I want you to imagine little old Nazrin, 1st September 2015, out in the market with nobody knows me. So what do? I said to the training providers, okay, everything you say the trainers hate to do, I'll do. Okay, but there's a lot of effort on my side. So I decided, how do I put together a system that makes it easy for them? So originally the system was a Google Drive. But since then, I built a website out of it, and I'm going to show that to you now. So can somebody type into the chat, what were the pain points that I shared with you just now? What do you remember? What were the pain points that I shared with you just now? Let's see, siapa ingat? Amboy, okay. You just did it for everyone. Yep. You probably remember the one that hits you the most, Logan. Okay. So what happens is, yes, trainers don't respond because you know why? Kadang-kadang they're in class. Yeah, so when in their class, they cannot respond fast enough. So I wanted to be able to survive, to be able to beat out other trainers at that point in time. So I decided, okay, I give you a Google Drive. But after that, when I started going for meetings to explain, and most of the first meetings are not for a particular course. It's not like, okay, I'm bringing my trainer to talk about communication skills. No, I'm going to introduce my trainer to you, and then you see if you like him, and then we can decide what course we want. So there's two kinds of meetings. Number one is the client knows or believes they know what they want. If the training provider has asked you for the outline, you have given the outline, he's passed to the client likes it, client wants to meet you. Okay, so that's one type of meeting where you go in and you only talk about your outline, only talk about that course. Just they're ready to go lah. The second type meeting is an introduction meeting where they would like to get to know the training provider and their trainer. So weirdly enough, the reason I'm doing this tonight is because these last few days, I've just been doing these kinds of meetings as introduction meetings. And I thought, okay, now let's share it with you. Okay, so this is my website. Confirm for me, you can see it. Sajid, just give me a thumbs up. If Sajid sees it, everyone sees it. So this is my website. And Contrary to popular belief, this website is not for participants. It is not for people who are, even not for training managers sebenarnya. But it has turned into such that clients look at it as well. Yeah, I built it for training providers, but clients look at it and they like it as well. So now when I go for meetings, I don't use a slide deck. I use the website, which impresses them even more. So let's walk you through the site. Okay. So when you come in, you have 4 of my biggest value propositions. The first one is built for you, which is what? Customization. And that captures their interest. Wow, customization, really? That's the first one. Second one is design delivery. We guarantee that everything we design uses a methodology that is proven, that has a basis, that has some standard in the industry. And then number 3 is 30 days free online coaching. I offer to all my workshops. In fact, today I just finished one. Traditionally, I just put my phone number there and they come in. They can request from me coaching. The reason I did this was, number 1, because they complain that trainers don't give after-sale service. That's one. Number 2 is, if I give you 30 days free online coaching and I say, go and practice, and then during that time, you come back to me and you tell me, Cik Nazrin, I tried this, your communication technique, I tried it, tapi tak jalan. Can you explain to me how? So let's talk about it and help you work out through that. Okay. So now the second reason I do it is, that's the second reason, to help people out. The third reason is, if after that, the client comes back to me and says, what course you ran for these people? Useless. They cannot use at all. So my comeback to them is said, I don't know. I gave them 30 days for them to come back to me if they had any problems, which means that they did not apply at all. If they come back to me, that means they applied. Because confirm, when you apply, must see there's something wrong. So they would have come back to me. So that's how I manage that. And I tell the client, you get 30 days free online coaching. So this, some trainers might not like me for this, but this is how I survived in those early years, because Malaysian companies, if you understand them well, number 1 is speed. Number 2 is always cost. It's always value for money. So they will look at an outline and a profile from a trainer who has experience. Gray hair already, got doctorate, got all of that stuff. Charges 2,000 a day or 3,000 a day to the training provider. And then look at Nazrin. Wow, same price. No gray hair, but got 30 days free online coaching. I'm telling you, I feel bad for taking advantage of the immaturity of that, but that's how I survive, right? So I apologize if this is not what you expected to hear, but this is how I managed to get ahead, and that's why I'm here today. The last one is, I've heard that clients say, banyak rara, fun, play games, but no actual skill output. So I say, okay, we promise only skills, no frills. Any games, any activities we play in the class is to help them learn. And with adults, I can already see this. I say, I'm going to make you a deal. At the beginning of every class, I start going to make you a deal. Every activity that we run has a learning purpose behind it. It is not just for fun. But I can give you a choice. Do you want me to stand here and just talk to you, or do you want to learn fast? So in all cases, they will say we want to learn fast. So any pretense that they go like this is going to be just making a fool of me, playing stupid, silly children's games, just falls out the window, and then they actually develop real skill, right? So far, what questions do you have based on what I just shared with you? Okay, if you have no questions, give me a thumbs up. Okay, so I use this with the clients, but today I'm going to show you one specific aspect. I'm going to talk about customizability. So coming from Accenture, we are big on modularity. Modularity means in all of our learning programs, we have the ability to move content around very easily, right? So when I heard that clients want to be able to customize, they want to have the at least illusion of being able to customize, I said, hey, that's perfect, I can do this. So I designed my workshops module based. Now, I know a lot of people here, when you hear the word module, this is not the way that government use it. Government say, hey, Sajid, you got module. What's the question? The question is, do you have a course? Does it got a course? Cik Effie, ada module tak? Ada module communication tak? What they're asking for, a 2-day course, right? So they're using the word in the wrong way, but if they are going to pay me, I tak cari gaduh lah. But I'm telling you, when we say module, we mean a small bit, small piece. So all of my modules are designed, and I apologize, I have to update the website. All of my modules are designed as 105-minute end-to-end parcels. So you imagine a package, can? So managing work is a 105-minute module. Navigating relationships is a 105-minute module. Workplace coaching, 105. Developing purpose, 105. And this was perfect for virtual learning because you could deliver one of these online in 2 hours, yeah, including Q&A. So 50 minutes Q&A becomes 2 hours, like 120 minutes. So when the pandemic hit, I was prepared for it because somebody said, well, Nazrin, you need micro learning. I said, I have no idea what micro learning is, but this is it. Okay. So during the pandemic, I got to do things that instead of running a 2-day course, I could run 2 hours or half a day because of the modularity. So take a look at that modules, guys. Ready? Now, when you put modules together, you get workshops. Okay, and the people who do know me know that I love acrostics, and I go out of my way to name all of my workshops with acrostics. Okay, I'm pedantic that way. Not acronyms. I'm going to teach you a word today. The word is not acronym. The word is acrostic. Acronym is when you shorten a sentence into a acronym. Acrostic is when you take a word and you extend it into a sentence. Make sense? Okay. So I'm ridiculous this way. I do not recommend anybody who's heard me say this before. I do not recommend you do acrostics for your workshop because you know what? It will take over your life, and then it will. If you come up with a course but you cannot come up with a name, you'll crack your head for 2 weeks because now it's no longer consistent with all the other workshops. Okay, trust me. Please don't do acrostics. But if you want, go ahead. Let's see what happens. So by this time, the client goes, oh, I see, I understand. So I point out to them, dear client, I want you to look at speed. And my meetings are all interactive, right? Take a look at speed. Look at module number 3. What does it say? It says navigating relationships. Now, I'm going to challenge all of you. Find navigating relationships in another workshop.
In clear.
Ta-da! So it's clear. Okay. Take a look at making decisions in speed. Last module. Find that somewhere else.
Mode.
All right. Developing purpose in speed. Find that in somewhere else.
Leap.
Ta-da! So what's happened here is that I don't have to keep redesigning my workshops. All I have to do is create fundamental modules that can be shifted like Lego. And that's the reason why it looked like Lego. When the client sees it, they understand immediately. And then we give the client one more shot by saying, you know what? If, for example, your people want to go for my communication workshop, but you tell me that they already learned listening skill. The other day, they went for listening skill workshop. Can we take out that dynamic listening and change to another module? Nazrin in survival mode in 2015, 2016, what he would say, can. Always can. To such an extent that clients get very excited because they can either go for the Mac value meals, macam ini, or they say, according to our TNA, we have very specific needs. So all I say is, good, show me those needs, and then we can work together to build a new workshop. So because I have all of these modules, I can turn around and design very fast. I won't say quite fast anymore, I think very fast. It's all ready, it's all prepped, just copy and paste. So I want you to look at those. You saw those workshops, all 4 different workshops, but we can build a new workshop with a new title. What I reserve the right to, I tell the client, I reserve 2 rights. Right number 1, the right to sequence it, because if you sequence it wrong, habis. Okay, in terms of design. So you need to learn navigating relationships before you learn coaching, before you learn managing work, before you learn developing purpose, before learning handling stress. Second, I reserve the right to create an introduction module that creates the context or ties all of those modules together. Does that make sense, guys? When you look at that, it makes sense, yeah? Okay. So that being said, what I also do with the client is I show them this. So since they've seen that, I explain that I have 28 workshops, and by this time their eyes go wide. I have 28 workshops developed over 7 years as a survival reflex. Every time client tanya, can you do this workshop? Can. Can you do this workshop? Can. Then I go back and go, what the hell do I have from my certifications, from my training, from my time in Accenture that I can put together? So I don't do management. I don't do leadership. Leadership is Tuan Hafi punya. Management is maybe Tuan Syarif punya, I don't know. But I don't do management. What I do is I do communication. My degree is in communication. My whole career has been communication. So I thought, how do I leverage my expertise as a communication so that I can teach multiple different courses? And then I hit on it when I remembered what my communication lecturer said. Communication is everything when there is information exchange. So what I did was I created 4 different kinds of workshops: thinking skills, performing skills, connecting skills, and leading skills. Okay, hang back, relax, don't panic just yet. Now, thinking skills, when I tell, and I don't even, sorry. When I'm in front of the client, I don't even write it on the website because I want them to hear it. So I say thinking skills is what I call inner personal communication skills. It is you communicating with yourself. In critical thinking, in creative thinking, in integrity, in value, in ethics, in strategic thinking, in design thinking, in problem solving, in resilience, in stress management, it's you communicating with yourself. Does that make sense? Okay. So if we say thinking is interpersonal skills, then performing is intrapersonal skills. You communicating with your behavior, with your habits. So if you think about productivity, performance, you think about time management, you think about goal setting, you think about discipline, self-discipline, it sits here, not in thinking. Because why? Performing is when now you're interacting with your environment. When you promise someone to get the report done by 5 o'clock, but you get it done by 5:30, again, there's a deficiency in your performing, not deficiency in thinking. All right, your productivity, your performance. So this is intrapersonal communication skills. Then we come to connecting, which is what everybody knows as interpersonal communication skills. Okay, the best seller for this one is Clear. Just backwards and forwards. I cannot seem to get rid of it. People love Clear. It's easy to sell. It's very easy to sell. The one that sells the least is Spec, selling persuasively, impacting, convincingly. Because I keep telling them I'm not a salesman, but I can help you. I can help you. So if you are a salesperson, I can help you get an additional skill set. What sells really well is Clear, Spice, and Score, which is customer service. Now, Spice has sold really well in Cambodia. Some people would know this testimonial. I helped someone get pregnant because they came to this course. I'll leave it at that. Okay, so that's interpersonal skills. So what is leading? Leading here is not leadership. Don't misunderstand. Leadership is this gigantic skill set, but leading here is preparation to get there. So what is leading skills? I call it extrapersonal communication skills. The ability to move the hearts and minds of many people at one go from a distance. What's the difference with interpersonal? Interpersonal, you can persuade 1 or 2 people. Winnie says, hey, come, Jeffy, I belanja you makan, come follow me. Jeffy pun follow lah. So she has the ability to persuade 1 or 2 people. But extrapersonal skills, extrapersonal communication skills, the ability to communicate that persuasion publicly, public speaking. So if you're a CEO, you want to be able to motivate your staff, you have to meet everyone, all one by one. How are you going to do that? So you must be able to do that from a distance. So public speaking sells a little bit, prep sells well, leap sells the best, and then pact. I have to explain pact because sometimes when I say it's team building, people misunderstand. It's not team building, it's building teams. It is the ability to build teams, build and develop teams. Okay, so now here's where the client gets very interested. I say that sometimes I meet leaders who say to me, hey, I don't know how to talk to my people. So I'm thinking, how the heck did you manage to become a leader if you don't know how to talk to your people? That means they have a deficiency at connecting level. Or sometimes I hear of leaders who talk a big talk, but they themselves come late. They also manage time. They don't have time management. They also don't don't deliver what they promise. So they have a deficiency at performing level. Or even worse, my people are talking about me behind my back. I know for sure. And I ask, how do you know? Do you have any evidence? And they say, I know lah. I can feel it in my gut. So they have an issue at critical thinking. They don't know how to gather data. They don't know how to validate, how to assess, how to confirm information. So what does this mean? It means that when I go to clients, I bring this framework. They can say, oh, I can see now. Fundamentally, if people don't have good thinking skills, they cannot have good performing skills, which means they cannot have good connecting skills, which means that they cannot have good leading skills. Right? So they understand it. But I do say does not mean that if you want to send someone for prep for presentation skills course, they must have mastered the previous three. They will still be able to learn the techniques, but they have to work on the other three beforehand. Nah. Okay, how do you present? How do you send someone to me for presentation skills who cannot even talk to someone, one person? Now you expect me to upskill them to present to 30 people. Right? I'll still do it. I'll still do it. But the point is that they will need to be schooled in the fact that, okay, guys, this is a leading skills level course. Therefore, on your own, you have to figure out how you're going to settle the prior three. You need thinking skills to be able to structure your message. You need performing skills to be able to actually create the documentation, create the presentation itself. You need connecting skills to be able to build rapport, and you need leading skills to be able to do that to all people at one time. So when I do this with clients and training providers, what happens is they get very interested, but it's not done yet. It's not done yet. Because now, especially with training providers, you can see their eyes go big when I say this. I say to a training provider, let's just say, I forgot to charge my phone, something like I'm on holiday, I forgot to charge my phone. And a client has an urgent request for critical and creative thinking skills. And you cannot reach me. So I said, don't panic. Okay. Critical and creative thinking is under hats. Click on that logo there. And the Google Drive will open up and you'll find 5 outlines. A half-day version, which is AL0, a 1-day version, a 2-day version, a 3-day version, and a virtual version. All the workshops have that. Okay, so when you need it, you just click on that, you find it. You want stress management. There. You want problem solving. There. You want communication. There. Okay. So you take, you send. Now, how about what if client says, hey, can your trainer do a communication and problem solving course? Then you panic kan. Mana ada? Where got communication and problem solving? Outline Nazrim what? I say, don't panic. You go to communication, you go to Clear, you download the 1-day version. You go to problem solving, you download the 1-day version. You copy and paste, you put it together, you send to the client. Guess what? Most of the time, the first outline is not the final outline. The first outline is only what they want to send to their manager. Then the manager is interested, then they will call for meeting, then you can design it properly. But the problem is always speed. Cool? Okay, problem is always speed. And oh, still not done, not finished lagi. I said sometimes you get clients who like just one customization. I said don't panic. Okay, what you do is you go here. You will have a folder that says module descriptions. You open that up, and you'll find an Excel spreadsheet. You open up the Excel spreadsheet, you will find all the modules. Well, right now it says draft because I have not updated for 2023 yet. Right now I'm standing at 57 modules. Yeah, but the fact is there's almost 100 there. So each module is taken directly from the outlines, or the other way around. The outlines are built from these. So what information do you get? You get the module title, you get the learning objective, you get the tools. What tools are in there? Very rarely the client wants to know the activities. Tapi at the upfront, for the first submission, they don't ask for that. They just want to see the outline. So speed is important. You also have a column that says core workshop, which means that, remember in university, you had a core course. If you did not take the core course, you will not pass. Yeah. So these, if it says a core workshop is speak, that means body linguistics, you cannot remove from that. If you remove body linguistics, the whole course run out, it falls apart. So for every workshop that I design, I will design the core modules first, and then I'll design the supporting modules. Right. So the competency on this left there, it can be either connecting, leading, performing, or thinking. Okay. So this is how I go. This is how I share. This is how I interact with them. So that takes me to the end of what I wanted to share with you. Here, I'm going to ask you for questions, comments, and if we have time, I would like to get you to try and design some of your own. Take what I've shared with you, and are there any things that you believe you can use? Maybe not copy and paste 100%, but always remember that from a client perspective or a training provider's perspective, they want life to be easy for them. So how can you make life easy for them? All right. So I'm going to go to the chat. I see there's stuff in there. Why is it Word document, not in PDF? Navin, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. So your question is what is the context of the question?
No, I mean all your documents are in Google Doc Club, but
Yes,
not
that's right.
PDF.
There is actually a Word document here.
So I thought, don't you want to take care of your privacy information and all that, or I mean,
I don't have any private information there.
because some of the trainers, they just give me PDF copy. They say Word document no.
Well,
then
PDF. Are you a training provider, Navin?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So does it make it life easy or difficult for you when you get the PDF?
Actually, Word document make me life easier, but they usually give me PDF because of their copyright and not to. Then I will have to retype or copy and paste to my format usually.
Okay, so you will love me because I give you all Word documents.
Yes, yes, yes. That's why I asked that question.
That's the reason I put it Word documents, to make it easy for training providers to copy and paste over very quickly into their format.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Hello, Errol. Are you still here?
No.
Yes.
I don't have question. The way I look at it, that you are smart in selling. You say that you don't know how to sell. This is the way, as far training provider perspective, this is what they wanted to see. Even though you are around, you are not around. When you have access to all these so-called a portal for them, as far as you are concerned, it's easy for them. That means you, as the creator, the owner of this, you know how to sell. You were saying earlier that you don't know how to sell. You are the champion of selling. No, I can rate you as an agile sales guy.
Thank you. But you know the context of what I was saying, right? I have not attended sales training. I don't know how to open or close or stuff like that. You just put me in front of the client. I will borak. But because you know Nazrin loves to borak, Nazrin creates a structure to borak around. So this is the structure that I bring them to. I started with slides, but then I discovered the slides are not interactive enough. Right? So when I did this, then it's like, oh, this is better. It's much easier.
I agree what Tuan said also, that your present your website or your content in your website has spoken more than what you need to do.
Yep.
So my experience with trainers, which I have to highlight, that I got one client and he gave me his content, or he asked me to pull some data from his Facebook
Mm,
and then from his LinkedIn, and the client is asking a kind of a specific content, say example financial modeling,
right.
right? So this is my experience. So manage to get trainer meet the client. So client have very vast experience, but the way they tell to the client, no, the trainer has very vast experience. The way they tell to the client, please refer to my Facebook. This is my link. This is my name.
Aduh.
And then this is what I went through. And then, sad to say, I don't know how that the trainer upload everything, but the sharing point, he's not tech savvy. He is not tech savvy as you are tech savvy. That means even I'm also a tech savvy. That means I know what to do, Google or PowerPoint, or put it in Google presentation. I'll download it, re-customize based on the needs of the client and just send back. I know how to do that. But he's not tech savvy, but he has his content everywhere.
Hmm.
That means it's not structured. It's like I have to go to Facebook. Later, I have to go to LinkedIn, where he upload two different content in two different places, but not in one platform. So what you have here is good, and your website, I think, see, for training providers, our website is just putting the course, who's the trainer, biodata, and who is
Okay.
the person. See, my work is, I'm not a subject matter expert, nor I'm a content expert, but I work people specialists like you to sell you, to brand you, at the same time leverage on the same branding that we have delivered this program also in our in our marketing and promotion.
Okay.
So that's why I'm well versed with all this for past few years, and I have worked. And but yes, looking at your one, you really structured it, design it well, and fast and easy lah. But only on communication lah, I can see.
Oh yes, that's all I do. That's all I do. I don't do anything else.
Yeah, so I have to look at I have to take the knowledge of yours. See, because I sell digital technology courses,
Okay.
digital transformation. I also do legal. I also do finance. These are the things that people want today, you know. And ESG is the biggest topic now.
Oh
But I don't want
yes.
to do ESG because it's still new. That is just the outcome based. Is like talking, explaining, like talking about introduction to industry 4,
Yeah.
but there's no output. So I don't like to do those courses doesn't have the output base, you know.
Most of those are in that phase right now. Yes.
Yes, so that phase will just keep on going, and people will come in and talk, and see this is that. But in actual, if you see courses like I run successful data science and analytics, so the person learned. After that, he practiced in his simulation program. After that, he got a job from there.
Okay.
That's
So
where
there's
I
an
like.
actual output.
I
I agree.
that's right. Like your course, communication. So now the team has issue communication, but after learning from you, like the thinking, the selling, the design, then they know how to communicate well, and then they have building a team which they can achieve the goal. So these are the things in that sense I prefer lah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There's one more thing I forgot to mention. I plan to mention it, Lupa. When I work with training providers, now I tell them, please stop giving me hit and run 2-day workshops. Because the hit and run workshops, I stopped doing properly from 2017. I told training providers, don't give me operations people anymore. They were giving me operations people. And the reason for that is because at the end of every course, I would get the same comment. Oh, thank you very much, Nazrin. This was a really nice course. But when I go back to work, my supervisor will insist I use his way. So I wasted my effort. I got paid. That makes me somewhat happy. But as an educator, okay, everyone here is an educator. You know what it feels like to leave the course. You put so much effort, and then they say, thank you, we're not going to use it. Thank you, we're not going to use it. Can you feel that? Huh?
Nazrin, this is not our call. This is not our call. Basically, TP is just, we accommodate clients' requests. We do customer service. What
That's
they
right,
need,
that's
we
right.
get it. I'm just like you. I will never say no and no in or I can't do this, Ega. I say let me try. If cannot, I'll inform you.
Okay.
I may be delayed in my proposal because I'm sourcing the right person. I need
like
to do
that.
due diligence. I need to check the background, how many courses the person does, who is he. I'm okay with young fellows coming with HRDF certified trainers, but I need to meet the person. Can you do this? What is your achievement? I need to do all the due diligence because when I'm going to present to the client, at least I and he, we communicate, we know how to sell or we know how to get the deal at the end of the day. And also, with all the trainers, training provider here, we also compete to each other. So may the best training provider win at the end based on selection.
That's cool.
All right.
Okay,
So
so I would
employers will.
let me continue because I had wanted to make a point there. If we do only 2-day workshops, what happens is that they don't actually get what they need. But if we do programs, long-term developmental programs, then you get to see, you get to carry them through that process. So I started asking training providers to give me more developmental work, and that's what I've been doing so far. You can do many kinds of iterations. You can do a 1-day workshop followed by 90 days coaching. You can do a 2-day workshop followed by 100 days coaching. But sadly, most of this kind of work I do it in Cambodia. In Malaysia, like you're right, Navi, you're right. The training providers, the clients are not mature enough to want to do this. However, I am hopeful. I'm hopeful that they are more willing to see that, okay, we can actually develop our people through this series. So when I offer the professional work skill series, some of them can actually go through different pathways. So for example, if you want okay, let's try it out on you guys. If you want to get to a, let's just say, you want to get to a leadership pathway. Okay, so let's work backwards. What workshops do you think they need to go for? Let's work backwards from leading. If you want them to go through a leadership pathway, what do you think they should go for? Oh no, Shamin, I mean the title of the workshop.
Oh,
Clear. Clear.
Okay, right here, the one I'm showing you right now. We start from leading first.
Leading.
media,
Okay, so you got media,
Speak.
speak,
Leap.
leap,
pact,
pact. Okay, is that enough? Okay, then we work backwards. What do you think they need from here?
Clear.
Clear.
Okay.
All the three.
All the three.
Yeah,
Okay.
clear, spice, Boda, and all those things.
Okay, what do they need from here?
Yeah, deep
I
bagus
think
tu. Deep
deep,
bagus.
Deep,
yeah,
smart,
Smart awareness.
control,
Self awareness bagus.
Okay, so
more
let's go
also.
backwards. Let's go backwards. What do they need from here?
Heads.
Head is important.
Yep.
Drive pun bagus.
Strive,
design,
design.
You're choosing everything.
Everything.
Well,
everything,
here's
You
the point.
said
Here's
choose. You said choose.
No,
so
I
we're
know,
choosing.
Nazim, this is what I say. You are marketing skill lady. You are selling to me all your things.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I want you to be able to
you ask
find
the
your
right
niche, right?
question. You ask the right question, and we are here. Okay, wait. You ask the right question. That right question. What you need here? What you
Right.
need there? So basically, you are giving me a 1-year program.
Uh,
in a
That's
way.
it. That's it. But it's not a program in the sense of belajar, 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 belajar only. There has to be coaching or projects in between.
Yep.
So I am interested in developing the same cohort over that period of time. So I'm no longer interested in just doing 2-day hit and run workshops. And that has started. I've done that in Cambodia since 2017, and now almost everyone here knows that I've started a new business. So Naveen, I'll be your competitor now. From first
You can-
January.
I
But
have
I'm not interested in competing with everyone. I am interested in collaborating so that because we're all individuals, or most of us are one-man shows. Let's put a team together and see what we can do together.
Yes,
The pie is very big. The pie is
yeah,
very big.
I'm also into a collaborative mindset. I'm okay. That's your content, it's your syllabus, and we have to work together. We have to agree on the cost fee, the everything, and
Yeah.
and we are selling this program under the HRD
That's
top
correct. That's correct.
trainable and so many things. So yes, I might
So
need your contact to put it into my SBL, get approval, then sell to the client also. There's few things we have to look in that sense
no
also.
problem, no problem. But the idea is this, that we can actually, and I don't like to use the word earn, but I will use the word earn because that's the meaning. We can actually earn more and make greater impact for that money that we earn if we do programs versus workshops, just 2-day workshops. We can leave a better legacy. We can impact a lot more people. Okay, so I've just realized you're right. I'm selling, so I'm going to stop right now. And I want to hear your thoughts. What about how are you going to apply some of what I've shared? I'm not even teaching you anything, though. I'm just showing you what I do. How can you apply for yourself? What ideas do you have?
I don't know about others. Others want to say anything?
Semuanya bagus. Nah, all is good. You put to us a buffet in terms of everything on the plate there. It depends what we want to eat. So we have to choose what's suitable for the client need. See, I'm willing to share my experience with you guys, since we are at the same approach. I have the other way around. Client will call me, Afi, we want to see you, and then I go lah, make my hair, everything, and then go smartly, and then sit down, have coffee. And then they say, this is our area of concern. This is the competency that we want to hit. So outside, we want you to come up with some of the things that are our critical area. So there goes Hafi, disappeared for 3 days, depend. Some client good, they give me 1 week. So then I came back again. Then I would do my pitching, so-called the presentation, everything. I would do it exactly like what Cik Nadrin put. We should have linkages to each other to make it one ballpark core module and supplementary module. So the core module could be to develop one talent, it may be 3 or 4. Additional could be the option, assertive communication, business communication. Still communication kan?
Yep.
Writing skills, still communication kan? Then the talent guy, the HR guy will look at it and to marry it, make it become a 6 module. 6 module, then we talk about the air, water, earth, mean money lah. So when he's okay, everything okay, then I close the sale, then I will start doing my design work, my operational work. That is the way I look at it. When come back to Cik Nadrin, number one, we as a training provider, we are aware that we have one guy by the name of Cik Nadrin. I look at 2 schools. One is my teacher. Second, now I can use him to sell him to expand the leverage of the customer need, not only my area, because I do business skill and a little bit of leadership. So communication, I'm very bad because I also sometimes have problem in communicate with people, especially I tak sabar. You delay, I will not use you. I will count 1 to 10, no more. You are no more with me. Okay. So this is good. This is good. I customize the thing. That's right. If I may, you will not see Hafi in anything as far as social media because I don't know. I was trained 15 years ago, become like a sniper. I will come silently, hit, I run away, then I will start doing for 1 year work. That's it lah. That's my perspective, how I approach. Tapi I must compliment to Cik Nadrin again. He gave us a clear picture. His area was specialized. That can be in our need also, depend how you put your cap. A training provider or even the trainer itself, but his module can complement to your area of specialization. That to make it job enlargement better for you, job enrichment better than you, because client will love it in case you bring somebody else to partnership with you, whereby tadi Naveen kata, we are not trying to compete anymore. We are not. 2023, after COVID have taught us about how to earn money, how we go bad with money when we are really in bad shape. Partnership with some new area is very good because that will add value to the customer out there. So that my input for everybody. No, Cik Nazrin, thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, anyone else? If not, then we can close it up for the night.
I
Because
just
my
add
intent for tonight was just to be able to share and then
little
spark
bit-
some
little bit-
ideas.
Little bit input here, Nazrin.
Okay.
I think the strength of the entire presentation that I have seen and the very unique thing, as what everyone has also mentioned, is the modular approach that you have taken. And I wish I'd known this maybe many years ago when I was in my early stages of training. I do a lot of developmental work, as what you're mentioning just now. And within that program, developmental work, which sometimes takes long time, I worked very long with clients. Like I have a B Brown, for example. This is my 19th year with them. So I've got 12 years, 19 years left. I seldom have many clients, but because of the kind of work that you mentioned, there's no program work. But to take a leaf out of what you do, I think your website is fantastically structured, and it is so clear and is so modular that, I mean, anybody can easily access to the information that's required, or even be educated as to what are the areas that available under your own leadership as a trainer. I just got one question to ask you.
Yep.
You have been trained for Kirkpatrick model,
Yes.
and I do a fair bit of Kirkpatrick involvement in my training, but without structured training. I wasn't trained, but over the years by reading and adapting. So, but you say you give 30 days coaching. I have to end up giving 60 days coaching now, because when they do a workplace project, not everybody can finish in 30 days.
I understand.
So
The 30, is that the question? Why I give 30 days?
yeah.
I gave it.
And do you stop at 30?
I stop at 30
Oh.
because they only pay that much. 30 is free though. 30 is free at the same price as all other trainers do it.
I share a tip here.
Yeah.
If you want to get the long-term staff, you offer the 60 days first free, get the output, get the outcomes, get the result, and the future ones would be chargeable.
I will. Thank you.
And
The challenge, of course, is all of that was worked through training providers, and TPs they don't know how to upsell that.
Yeah.
But now I'm a training provider, so let's do it.
There was a question put there earlier whether
There was
a question put there whether you can have a meeting with a client online. I think someone posted.
Yes. If the client wants an online meeting, which is now happening very, very normally now, no problem.
I do all the time online because I am in Alustar. I cannot walk into any office.
Okay. Yeah.
And I always tell them, I say, example, overseas client, I cannot go walk there and talk to them. So my sentence is, let's take advantage of technology, and they all agree.
Okay. I'm
But
gonna use that.
Sarja, I had a client who's in KL, and they did a Zoom meeting with me yesterday. So it's like, yes, I don't have to pay my grant.
And plus, you're in a wheelchair, right?
Yeah.
I use okay. Get well soon, please.
Thank you. Now, I just wanted to ask you something. Like, when you showed the 4 pillar study, and you asked us to choose, like, you asked us to see which one from here and here, where do you see is the same. Don't you get questions like, how come the same? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I look forward to those questions.
Yeah,
because those are fundamental modules that are required for that skill set.
Sure. Yeah.
You want to replace that? Sure.
Used in different programs, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, think about university. There are different degree programs, but you have to sometimes go for the same courses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Juita takes fashion. Nazrin takes legal. Then suddenly, we meet in one course.
Yeah,
which has
Yeah.
nothing to do with both of ours because those are electives,
yeah. Okay.
right? So that's why you look at when you look at the spreadsheet just now, some of those modules, all those modules have a home. It belongs in a particular one. When the home for navigating relationships is clear,
Okay.
but it can serve as an elective for leap. It can serve as an elective for speed,
Sure.
like that.
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of like you need to have one, to support the other. Although it sounds the same, but or although even if it's exactly the same, but it can also be kind of, because I've done it before whereby when they say, oh, it's the same, I said no, it can be tweaked differently for what you need in under this title. It's not necessarily the same. What
Yep.
I do with Maxis is not something that I can do with Petronas, for example.
Right.
You know what I mean? Although it's the same title. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes. Well, the modules are the same, but because these are workshops, so there's not actually a lot of reading material. It's mostly them working on themselves,
Sure.
right? So it's 70% activities, 30% theory. So my slides, Chafi will know, my slides are like very well. They're not bare bones, like only one picture. No, not like that. There will be information there, but most of the time you don't even have to look at the slides. Most of the time you'll be doing activities. So that's how I do. Because if I tak tahan mengajar lah, I cannot stand there and teach everything. I say better you teach yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, look at this. Okay, go discuss. Okay, here it is. Here's a case study. Go discuss. Tell me what pops out. All right.
But then of course you have those kind of clients lah. Kalau kita cakap banyak, dia cakap, oh why you cakap banyak, no activity. Then when you activity banyak, oh why you do activity banyak, you tak ajar kita orang. Like
So far I've not gotten those clients yang why tak ajar kita orang. I thankfully haven't had those clients before.
Oh, yang ini
let's say only
boleh-
once. When
yang ini I pernah dapat feedback lah, just to share with everybody. One cohort group was saying to me by one client, he said, Tuan Syed, wah, the way you ajar kita lain style lah. Oh, saya lah. Kalau you ajar, you bagi kita lari sana, lari sini, buat apa, brainstorming everything. Lepas tu you continue with the video, then you start debriefing us everything. Wah, rasa relax kami boleh buat tu.
Sayangnya,
What happened?
that means dia dah terbiasa sangat dengan training old school.
I said, what happened? Kami pernah attend training, masuk jam pukul 9, main games, coffee break, lepas continue main game sampailah habis. Balik je kami fikir, apa belajar?
Okay. So I want to clarify. When I say activities, these are communication skills activities. So I'm going to pair you up. Okay, you're going to scold this guy. You need to be able to defend yourself verbally. I've given you the techniques, now you apply. Okay, repeat 4 times with 4 different people. Right? So okay, we do things like somebody gonna ask you, can you look after my daughter? I'm going overseas. Can you look after my daughter today? So how do you push back? How do you say no without saying no? So they have to do it right in front there, and I do my Facebook lah. And then I'll have time. Okay, debrief lah. No, I'm kidding. I pay attention to what they say. We keep our ears open because sometimes they don't realize we're listening though. Then during the debrief, we say, somebody just now said this. You can see their eyes go wide. Boleh dengar. So the thing is, workshops for me are far more impactful than teaching. Although I do some teaching, but I prefer to do workshops. That's why when they come, they still need to have the awareness, knowledge, commitment, skill. So there will still be a knowledge component because we introduce them to something new. However, what we do is we get them to take their life experience, what they already have, and then match it against the knowledge. Okay, so we have that integration. Otherwise, they'll reject it totally because they have a totally different perception, right? So I think we're off a little bit off on track, but my question to you, I hope this has been helpful to you. Can we ask anybody else? What are some of your ideas? What have you taken away that you can use for yourself? If all you got tonight is what cantiknya website Cik Nazrin, then I don't know that I've given any value. Has it triggered any ideas for you to use? Anyone?
Can I go? Yeah,
Yes,
I
yes,
think,
sure.
I think it has helped us to, to create our programs based on how you have done, based on what we are specialized in. So to me, I find that it's very useful because there are so many modules that I'm doing for my training, which is life balance and emerging leaders. So I think it really helped me in creating programs where I can mix and match.
Shamini, I have a question to ask you. You have a lot of programs, can?
No, I have only two only, which I'm
Allah,
specializing now.
Okay. Because if you have a lot of programs, my question would be, is there an overlap in content between those two programs?
In the two that I'm doing, there is an overlap.
Okay, so that's your individual module.
Yes.
That's the one that you can shift around anywhere.
Yeah.
And in fact, you can just, if you can sandbox it in such a way that it doesn't bleed into another module and it doesn't have a prerequisite. That means you must learn this before you can learn this. Okay, then you have a module that's modular. You can do a virtual class 2 hours just on that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm planning. Because after looking at yours, it gives me an idea that I know how to do mine actually, basically.
Okay. So one more reason why I shared this with you guys is because I've discovered a niche market. This niche market is very rare, tapi ada. So I'll be very open. What has happened is Accenture called me up, which was my former employer, and they now have 4,000 staff. And most of their 4,000 staff are programmers who are 98% chargeable. Now, if you're not familiar with this term, 98% chargeable means they are working all the time. If you are working in a government office and you go for smokes, you go for makan, you're probably 60% chargeable. That means 60% of the 8 hours you're doing work, the other 40% you're either borak-borak or something like that. I know that's a stereotype, but I want to give an example, right? These people are 98% chargeable. That means if I pull them off for a one-day program to go for one-day training, it hits the bottom line very fast for the client.
Oh, okay.
So they cannot leave for one day, they cannot leave for 2 days. So what's going to happen is we're going to provide, and this is where I need to contact the VLCs, we're going to provide 2-hour virtual workshops for them that they can complete. And Juwita knows this, Hakim knows this, because we've been doing this for the year and a half now, right? For a different client. So they're used to doing stuff like this, which means that there is a niche market of companies who have funds in HRDC but cannot use because they cannot be let out for a 1 or 2 day program.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So and I don't mind sharing this with other training providers. I recommend that you go and do this because there is a cache of companies out there like this. They just burn saja demi HRDC, demi HRDF. Because they don't want to risk losing a client, so they don't let their people out for training. The levy is there to punish companies for not sending for people for training, kan? But they're actually making more money than the levy itself. Say, forget that levy, they allow it to burn.
As a TP, most of the levy take procedure, approval, and so many situation lah. Sometimes you do the training, you got everything, but then the approval come after that. Then your claim will come after 1 more month. So
Yep,
these are the things that I go through a lot lah. So I know.
I understand. And that's also a pain point for trainers as well, because training providers don't have cash flow that much to be able to pay trainers, right?
Actually, yeah. Just as a training provider, I think, and you all are the trainers. Yes, there's an issue about that, but my company policy, we'll speak to the trainer.
Okay.
We need at least a 30 days credit terms to get everything and all that, and we also follow up. So most of my trainers that come, they say no problem. After the work done, they give us at least, okay, they will know lah. They expect the money by end of this month or end of next month. They will know lah, but money will be in lah. That's right.
Cool. The challenge, of course, is when they say I have to wait for the HRDC.
No, I will never say that because I know you all also cari makan. We also cari makan, so we will never say like that. We will just agree when to pay and we get it done there. So it's all about rolling the money for our expenses and all that. So that's how we do this one.
You better be sharing your phone number with all of us, because very few training providers will do that. Thank you very much.
Yeah. But I'm more focused on digital technology industry for
Winnie,
Uh,
where are you, Winnie? Winnie orang digital.
Yeah.
Hakim also.
Mr.
so
Navin,
I'm
you just share your number because this is how we work with the VLCs. We are VLCs. If I come across something and it's not my thing, I will always pass it on to the next VLC that I know who does it.
Tak
So,
ada, tak ada.
yeah.
actually one suggestion is I think Nazin, since you initiate this gathering, why not come up with one special group based on today and all of us are there and we collaborate and help each other lah. Because I also get some people, I need this trainer, I need that trainer, I need this fella, I need this. I may not be the subject matter, but I will say there's free train, there's a request for proposal here and all, who want to reach out. So many things is like that.
Okay.
Apa
Well,
lah,
you-
Mr. Amin. Everybody ask your number, give number
everybody have your
first
number
lah.
already. They will reach out to you.
Dah bagi dah dalam chat.
Dah bagi.
Okay.
Alright. Siap,
Alright,
kita
guys.
salin.
It is 9:07 and way past my bedtime now. So I'm going to say thank you very much. If there's anybody one last person would like to share, we can allow that, I guess. Anyone? 5, 4, 3, 2. And I'm not joking. Most of you guys know I sleep at 9 now. So I'm gonna go get ready for tomorrow's class, Juwita.
Yeah.
Oh, you sleep at night, Cik Nazrin?
Yes, my sleep cycle is 9 to 5.
Oh, bagus lah you.
My headaches have disappeared. My sakit badan, my headaches, everything have disappeared. Alhamdulillah. I no longer snore. Very interesting journey. Very interesting.
Good.
So, thank you very much, everyone, and thank you for
Yeah, thank
responding.
you.
I'll see you around. I hope you enjoyed this. Remember the post on Facebook that you responded to. Okay, so I'm going to put this recording onto YouTube. If anybody missed
Alamak.
it or anybody came in late or alamak, no, it's private lah. It's private. But I'll send a link directly to all of you lah.
Right, thank you
Right.
very much.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye,
Assalamualaikum.
Okay, kongsi Pak
Bye,
Joy.
Winnie. Bye, Winnie.
Panggil Pak Choi.
Bye, Kansa.
Hang on, hang on. You want to take a photo?
Yes.
Nak ambil gambar ke?
Ambil lah. Okay.
Buat rambut je.
Okay. Alright. So not everyone has their cameras on, tapi tak apa. Hakim, can I bother you to take a photo?
Yeah, can.
Okay.
Right, 1, 2, 3. One more, 1, 2, 3. All right.
Have a good night, everyone. Have a
Good
good
night,
weekend.
everyone. Good night,
And
good night.
Happy New Year. All the
Bye,
best for this
everybody.
year. Assalamualaikum
best to
warahmatullahi
everybody.
wabarakatuh.
Bye.